Okay, let's start this thing over. This is Barry Canada from L3 Success and LunchtimeRecordings.com, episode number 33. Episode number 33. We're continuing this on with another. Let's see what this quote says here. Before befriending others, you have to be your own best friend. Yeah, I think I can do that. Before correcting others, you have to correct yourself. They taught me that in the military as well. Before making others happy, you have to make yourself happy. Now that part right there, I have a hard time with. How about you? Are you able to just be selfish and take care of yourself before you take care of others? Wait a minute. It is not termed as selfish, but personal development. So actually you're doing the right thing if that's what you're doing. You're taking care of yourself, which allows you to take care of others. I struggle with that big time. I do. I really do. Once you balance yourself, only then can you balance the world. Yeah, that's what it says. So I got my work cut out for me if I want to be able to open up my shirt and show off my S, because balancing the world means that I have to first balance myself. And that right there is a difficulty. You know, and I'm sure that others probably struggle as well. It's not easy to. I think the hardest thing is to be able to take care of yourself, to like yourself, to pamper yourself, to make yourself happy before you do the same for others. You know, I was a Boy Scout, do a good deed daily, and I grew up around the church, around the elderly folks. I grew up with that motto and our slogan, we just were always out to help the community. Just kind of what it was, you know, community service all the time. We're out to make sure that everyone, older folks, were taken care of. That's kind of that's what you do as a Boy Scout. That's what you do. You know, that's just what we did. And so to come from that mentality, I think, or to come from that upbringing into a world where now, you know, I got to worry about, okay, myself. You know, I never had time for myself. I always had time to do things for others. You know, I would spend my last second, you know, to help somebody else out, and someone else in need. I would spend, you know, every second of my time to help people in need, you know, if that's what if they needed the help. But then I leave less time for me to take care of myself. And that's just kind of, I don't know. It's a hard thing to wait. I'm 44 years old now, so I still have some work to do in order to get to that point where I guess I can balance the world. But I'm not going to give up on it. You know, 44 is still young. It's young. Trust me, it is. So if you're younger than me, then you're just really younger, but I'm still young as well. But anyway, that's the message today. I'm just kind of being silly today because this is not really what I was going to talk about, but it's a good thing. You know, it's a good thing to kind of ad-lib or to just kind of throw something out there and go for it. And that's kind of what I'm doing today, is just kind of giving you a message, okay? And that is to take care of yourself. That's the whole bottom line, is to take care of yourself. Make sure that you love yourself. Make sure that you're correcting yourself. And that's something we kind of talked about in an earlier episode, but the bottom line is to be able to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to be your own best friend, to be able to correct yourself, and to, you know, just give yourself big hugs, you know, just hug yourself all day, talk to yourself, and yourself will talk back. Yourself will talk back. And yourself will talk back, but don't let people see you talking back to yourself or yourself talking back to you. Can get you in some trouble, you know, and that kind of straitjacket type trouble. But it's all good. That's the message for today. You know, I'm just kind of messing around today, but it's a serious subject, a serious topic. I mean, you gotta love yourself, man. I mean, you really do gotta love yourself, or you can't achieve anything. You can't do anything if you don't love yourself. And as you know from previous episodes, I've struggled for a long time to love myself, and it wasn't until I almost died that I did start loving myself. And it's still, it's still a struggle. I got to tell you, it's not easy when you hated yourself for 40 plus years. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, dude, you're about to die. So you're all you got, you're all that you got. So got no choice but to love me at that point, and then so I just have to do things to make myself feel better about myself, which is, like a friend of mine's actually, she's like a 6-figure superstar out there. And I was talking to her actually today, and she said, hey, get in front of the mirror and just talk to yourself and pump yourself up. And what they say down there in Chi-Town, have your own little swag, and my daughter heard me say that. She'd be like, because she calls me a geek. So I can't use those slang words. It just don't sound right, I guess. Swag, get your swag on. But anyway, that's what you got to do. And she's like, get in front of the mirror and just tell yourself how much you love yourself, how badass you are. And I don't curse. That's the first time I cursed in like a long time now. But anyway, that's kind of what you do. You gotta live with yourself. You got no choice. You got no choice. And for, like I said, 40 plus years, I tried to terminate myself. And that just didn't work. And then when life almost seemed like it was at an end, that's when I realized that, hey, that dude's pretty cool. I think I like him. I think I want to hang around here a little bit longer, maybe for another 40, 50, 60 years. I think we can kind of get along with one another. And that's where I'm at today, getting along with myself and loving myself a little bit more. I still get down every now and then. I'm sure, for those of you who are like me, you can understand and you can relate to what I'm saying. Because I'm not going to lie about it. Hey, that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I'm an honest guy. Something I struggle with, but that's just the way it is. Hey, but that's it. That's the message for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Do something good for yourself this week. Go out and buy yourself some ice cream or something. I don't know. Just, do something good for you. Okay. I'm going to do something good for me. I don't know what it's going to be. I might go get me some strawberry ice cream. That's my favorite. And just sit down by myself and talk to myself, and hope that nobody else sees me talking to myself. Actually, I don't even care if somebody sees me talking to myself. I'm just going to enjoy myself for a minute, or two, or however long it takes me to finish that pint of ice cream. And then I'm just going to, hug it out. Hug it out with myself. Anyway, this is Barry Canada from L3 Success. That is the message for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll try not to be so silly next time. I'm usually a pretty serious person most of the time, but I don't know. I just wanted to do that today, because I do have some sort of personality. It's green, yellow, green, but I do enjoy myself sometimes. So that's the way it is. This is Barry Canada from L3 Success, lunchtimerecordings.com. Take care and God bless.